Today I'm going to be building my Lego Fury mock that I announced and got an amazing amount of likes, so thank you guys for that. I think it's at like 37 right now. But that was really nice to just see everything go back together, and I'm glad to see that you guys are excited about that one. I'm going to start this sort of section with just a little bit of building. Got to get some filler bricks underneath. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Nothing too complicated for right now. And I'm going to try to get on my other device. Might need to check for reference photos when I'm doing the house, or doing the outline of the house, because I'm not entirely sure how that actually goes. I'm actually pretty happy with the video so far. I think it's pretty well edited for what I can do. Probably my best edited intro. Kind of trails off near the end, but I don't know. I think it's still pretty nice for what I was able to achieve. And just a whole bunch of filler. I had to like raid all my drawers for filler. And luckily I found some, so it's always good. So yeah, that. And I'm just gonna throw probably one more down. You don't have anybody in yet except for me, so I'll just wait a little while. Yeah, I'm very excited for this one. This is just a really cool idea. I'm glad that I kind of had the idea, because I wasn't really planning on doing something like this. Okay, you know what? Before I do any of that, I gotta figure out how I'm actually gonna place these plates down. I have a couple of parts in here that I literally just had out, so I don't know what happened to them. Alright, so I think I decided that this would go here, and then maybe that would go. I'm just trying to get all the filler in here, but also trying to figure out how this thing's gonna look. What's up, Khaled and Sweetie? I'm building a Fury mock right now, so it's based off of the final fight scene from the movie Fury. And it's a Lego build, so it's kind of what I do on this channel. I think you're new here. I don't recognize the name. I'm just trying to grab a couple of parts right now. It's not working out too well, as you can just hear. What's up, RTH? Welcome to the stream. It's a beautiful day today. I went on a couple of walks, and really nice. At least where I'm at. Ooh, that was not great. I'm just trying to break apart this piece, but it's not cooperating. Finally got Burma campaign out. I didn't check that out, but I will. Sounds pretty cool. And my third. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish this up here. Got plenty of time to figure that out. It's kind of the complicated part here, just trying to find all the right pieces for the filler. Well, it's the most time-consuming part. I'm not going to say hardest, because you don't actually put too much effort into it, but it just takes up a lot of time. Now, what you can do here is I'm going to angle this road off just a little bit. because that's sort of what you see in the movie, I believe. Again, I might be a little bit rusty on my facts here, but I did a little bit of looking back and referencing, so I hope I'm somewhat correct in my assumptions here. Now, there's a lot of exposed just tan over here. It's going to be covered with a lot of German bodies because that's kind of what you see in the scene. And then there's going to be a little farmhouse or mill over here that they throw a whole bunch of Germans in, and then it gets blown up. It was a very action-packed scene, which is kind of why I picked it. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it absolute justice, but I'm going to do my best. Yeah, this is Fury. This is sort of. I'm not sure if it's 100% accurate to the scene, but if you recognize it, then that's always a good sign. Again, just trying to fill in some spots here for green. I did a lot of this off camera, sort of, but it's all going to be in the video. Oh, no, the video isn't out yet, so I won't even go looking. I'm posting it tomorrow because I'm going to show, like, what I did after the stream. I don't really know what inspired me to do this. I just kind of wanted to change it up from my regular mocks, and this seemed like a good way to do it. So, just decided on it. And everybody seems to love it. Love the idea. I'm not sure if somebody shouted me out or something, but I woke up like there were so many people who were just liking it. It's always refreshing to see that. Okay, so just gonna find a couple more parts and should be good. That's gonna fit in there. I have a couple of fake green bricks in here. I think you can see this one is fake. We already have 2 likes, so thank you guys for that. And that's that side done. So now I'm going to work on the outskirts of this house, this sort of stone layering. So I can flip this around. And you can see we have a pretty solid base here. I already worked on some of this. And now it's just kind of the simple part of putting it all together. It's not too simple, but it's not the worst. Not the hardest job here. Alright, we're down to 1 viewer right now, so I'd hope it picks up at some point, but maybe not. I've had worse streams. Now, all this is a little bit more packed together because, of course, I don't have as much space as they do in the actual scene. So, it's a little bit more close quarters than it actually is in the movie. But I think I still did a pretty accurate job at portraying it. I'd hope I do it justice here. And don't mess up horribly. I don't think I will, but you know, there's always room for error in this. So that can go there. And just a couple more parts. Hello, John Quinn. Welcome to the stream. I'm I'm building a Lego Fury mock right now, so it's based off of the movie Fury. If you haven't watched it, I'd really recommend you do. It's not, I don't think it's free anywhere, or else I probably would have watched it for reference, but I didn't, so here we are. And that can go there. So this whole kind of section is going to be stonework, other than obviously that right there, which is the front of the house. Now I was hoping that more people would be on because I did have a pretty substantial amount of people on the vote or the post that I made. So I'm not sure if people are just coming in a little bit later. I didn't announce that I was doing this, so maybe that's also part of the reason. But I'm not sure. Yeah, it's kind of satisfying just blending all this stuff together. I feel like it goes pretty nicely. The house is definitely going to be the hardest part of this whole thing because it's just a really complicated sort of build. And I don't know. I'd probably be able to do it. It's just challenging. So, this is all at sort of a weird angle, and I'm not sure why that is, but I can't really do anything about it right now because I already built a whole bunch of stuff on top of it. I think I'm going to do a sort of fence gate over here, as you can sort of see in the movie. There's a little fence over here that they're kind of hiding for cover behind. I could look back at some reference photos, and I might do that eventually, but for right now, I think I'm just going to sort of fill this all in and worry about the rest of it later. Okay, so that's that area done. I'm going to actually look at the reference pictures right now, so it's just going to take me a second. But I can show you guys just a couple of the other things I've been working on. I can show you this. That's all the figs that we got. I really like War Daddy, the guy in the middle. He's sort of, I think he's probably my favorite character. I just really like how Brad Pitt plays his characters. And I don't really know the names of the rest of them, which is kind of my fault. I haven't really watched it recently. I'm gonna see if I can find my picture of the Fury final fight scene, because that is what this is based off of, if I didn't tell you already. Alright, and I'm just gonna look at a couple of images because I did see some. I think I actually have a picture of it, if I'm not incorrect, but that would require me going onto my photos, and I'm not sure I have them. Alright, but anyways, we got some decent stuff here. Okay. So I wish I could show you it. I actually might. But this is what we got. This is the house. And that's kind of what I'm going for. If you can't see, there was a little bit of a fence over there. I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate, but I think it's just going to sort of add some sort of separation between the two sides. There's just a whole bunch of stuff in the front of it too, so I'm going to see if I can sort of get that sort of incorporated. but I think what I'm gonna do here is put a little bit of detailing and then sort of finish this off. So it's not 100% accurate to the film. It's never gonna be when I'm doing these mocks. I just try my best to get most of the details down. I actually don't see the fence I was talking about before, so I'm not sure if I am gonna even include that. Where did I put my filler? I barely have any of these parts left anyways, so I'm gonna have to use them wisely. We are at 13 viewers, so I guess it just hit a spike. I'm not entirely sure though. Okay. It's not too late right now. I might also start adding in like a little cornfield that they're kind of sifting through, because that's sort of where they were running to. They didn't have like, they were sort of running across an open field. I'm gonna put those figs down. Yeah, nobody said anything, or nobody said much, so I'm not sure what the deal with that is. Normally I at least have a couple of people on here saying something. One time I had a rap battle going on in here. It was kind of funny, yeah, entertaining. Where did you get the Sherman? I got it from JD Brick Productions. He makes a lot of good kits for pretty cheap, so I have a couple kits from him. I think I have that and the Martyr 3 or whatever it is. Okay, I keep grabbing the wrong piece here, but again, just filler is the biggest problem. If I didn't have to deal with all this filler, it would be so much easier. But I don't know, it's part of the process, so I feel like it's important to show. Okay, that's great. There we go. Alright, so that's all fit in. Now I'm just going to try to get a couple more parts in, and we should be good. Yeah, the Martyr 3. I thought it was the Martyr 3. That sounded right. I honestly haven't gotten anything from JD Bricks very recently, so I probably could go ahead and get some stuff, but I don't know. I don't need stuff right now. I already got a kit fairly recently, so not that it wouldn't be fun to get it. I'm just trying to save up for something. I don't know what exactly, but I don't want to be spending all my money before I can find like the best kit. Again, just adding in all the filler. Getting this whole grass area filled in. This is going to be the most boring of the streams. What's up, RTW? I'm finally not late to a stream. Not incredibly late, no. Yeah, this is the Fury mock right now, what I'm working on. The final battle scene. It's before the nighttime because I can't exactly figure out how this is going to work. Alright, so we got a couple of parts in here, and then I should be done with the grass, which is going to be a relief. I probably only will have a couple of episodes in this. It's not going to take too long to do this. I thought it would take a lot longer, but doesn't look like it will. Alright, I did that wrong. Where did I just put my brick separator? I don't know. I have so many to... Alright. There we go. And finally, we got the last grass piece in there. So all the grass should be done. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Of course, I might add in like some of the actual grass texture and stuff like that, if that's even the right word for it. But I'm gonna make like a sort of path that the Germans would be walking through to get out of the fire from the MGs, as you can kind of see in the shots. But again, I'm gonna have to find those parts. Oh, thanks RTW. Where did you get those figs? I made most of these myself, but I got a lot of the parts from my local brick shop. And just, I think the camo pieces for this guy's legs are from a misprint pack from United Bricks. I have all of the Fury minifigs here that I custom made for my own parts. So I'm pretty happy with these. I can't actually include them in the kit because they're all inside the tank during the majority of the battle scenes, so it's kind of a shame, but I have a whole bunch of these pieces with these cornfield things. I don't even know. Shucks of corn. I don't know why I said cornfield things, but I'm just gonna try to get a whole bunch of those out here so that I can throw them on. Do I not have enough of those parts? I swear I had more of those. I don't know where I put them though. That's not my problem. I swear I had some. Hold up. Oh, they're in here. So we got 3 likes, 3 viewers. That's about average for one of these streams. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the progress we're making so far. I'm going to try to get a couple more of these out. And yeah, so doing pretty well. I'm going to throw down a couple of these on top just to sort of... It looks sort of accurate. Everything looks a lot more dead in the actual scene, but I feel like making it more vibrant in the mock is just going to kind of make it pop out. And if you make everything look sort of dull, it's not going to look as cool, I feel. Again, just trying to add a couple of parts in here. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know what I'm saying. Alright, so we got all of that in there. I'm going to add in a couple more, and then I'm going to see if I can try to get them sort of running through this. I also might have like one of them crouching behind some of the bushes trying to fire on them, because I know that that was sort of this part of the scene. Oh, I finished like the perfect amount of the corn pieces. That's cool. Anyways, that's the sort of cornfield there. I gotta go take a leak, so I'll be back in a minute or two. Alright, I'm sorry guys, I'm back. Where did you get those? Okay, no, we didn't go anywhere. Ooh, sorry. I normally use the bathroom before, but I didn't this time, so it's kind of my fault. I'm gonna grab a couple of trees and figure out where to put them based on this scene. But I might check back up on this. I'm not actually finding too much here. Alright, so there's a tree like right here, sort of behind the Fury tank. Then there's like a couple where the Germans are sort of leading up to the attack. So I think I'm gonna do this, and you can't actually see it, but that's sort of what I'm going for here. And I'm gonna try to get some of these German minifigs positions because I have a whole bunch that I need to put in here. This is just such a huge mock that it's hard to maneuver, so that's one of the problems with it. I think I'm gonna have this German sort of. I don't know what I'm gonna do for all of this. I'm gonna have a German machine gunner sort of firing on the position. If I can even find a machine gun, have one. Alright. So I'm gonna have a couple like of my better custom soldiers like hidden in the cornfield. They'll kind of be like the more experienced SS soldiers. So my planning here is we're gonna have one of them sort of crouching in the cornfield, and the others are gonna be sort of running around trying to escape. I'm not entirely sure how this is gonna turn out, but all this stuff is falling apart now, which is not ideal. Grab some of these parts out. But we're doing alright. I'm gonna throw down a couple more of these parts, and we have our first German in the cornfield sort of opening fire. We can have a German officer sort of running into the building, and maybe a wounded German that's sort of laying over here. I'm gonna try to get him a hairpiece. He's gonna be lying over here, sort of fighting for his life. There was a lot of dead Germans by the end of the scene, so I'm gonna try to portray that here. We don't have anything new in chat yet, so I'm gonna get a couple of these soldiers' rifles, and they're going to be sort of scattering, running towards either side of the field. But there's going to be a couple that got beaten and died. I'm not sure. I'm going to have this guy with like an MG. But I want to make it like the illusion of a whole sort of German army is sort of marching here, and they got caught by surprise and mowed down. We are at 2 viewers, 3 likes, so not great. We're about halfway through. I don't think I'm going to start working on any of the buildings yet, so this might just be a shorter stream. But I'm not entirely sure. Of course, I don't know yet. I don't think I'm going to have the house being blown up yet, so I'm just going to have him sort of firing at whatever is going on. And then we're going to have some running this way. They're going to be carrying some of their guns, though. I have no clue. I had like a German machine gun somewhere in here, but I don't know where that went. So I'm gonna look for it real quick. But if I can't find it, then whatever. Yeah, and that's good enough. I have one of them off my U-boat, so it works. Yeah, not doing too well on views right now, but I don't know. I guess I got my hopes up when I saw how many people liked the sort of video. I'm gonna have a drone sort of facing up, dying like that. Of course, I don't know anything about how they're actually all positioned or whatever, but I'm gonna have a German with one of these Panzerfausts, and he's gonna be, oh, I just broke off a part of it, but he's gonna be sort of running, trying to get out of there, and he's gonna play like a role later when they're trying to get rid of the tanks. Alright, but I'm pretty happy with that so far. I'm gonna try to get the last couple positioned, and I don't know what I'm gonna do after that. I'm gonna have a couple German officers also running, so I'm gonna grab pistol. It's a Walther pistol and it's navy, but it doesn't quite look navy, so that'll be fine. And he's gonna be kind of firing, trying to with this pistol, although it's not exactly gonna be working. I just want to kind of show like some chaos that's going on. It's kind of my goal here, to show that they got caught by surprise and that they didn't know this was going to happen. And then we're going to have this soldier, sort of, this officer, kind of signaling for them to run. There was also a couple more Germans that were sort of walking up over this way, I believe, so put a couple more of those. But I like that so far. I think that's pretty accurate to how it would have looked in the movie. Next up, we obviously have the house, but I think I'm going to get some grass in here. So I'm going to try to find some pieces. Okay. I don't have a lot of these stem pieces, and I used a lot of the sort of what I used a lot of these pieces in green for this tree to make sure it all look natural. But I have a couple. If I really need them, I shouldn't though. Again, I'm not trying to make the grass too interesting, just trying to add a little bit of texture, sort of vibrancy to the area. Make it look like it's actually there and not artificial. I might have a couple more trees just to make this area seem more wooded. I have a couple of these darker green trees, so I'm going to add one of those in, I believe, if I can. Which I think that actually looks pretty good. I might move this tree up here. But otherwise, that's pretty good. I'm not sure if there were more trees on any other area, but pretty happy with this so far. Just a little bit more grass, and then I can move over to this section. Again, this is really coming together about exactly how I wanted it to, so I'm really happy with it. We're sitting at 3 viewers still, 3 likes, so nothing's changed there, nothing new in chat. I'm gonna go back to my stream because I sort of have an idea of what the house is gonna look like. I'm not gonna do that this stream, but I just sort of had to do that for the outline of it. Because if I do something wrong with the outline, then I'd have to go back and do all that. So, I could actually do a couple more of these sort of cornfields over here because that's what you see in the movie again. So, I might do that because that would look cool. Again, this is an absolutely huge mock, so it's kind of hard to fit it all in frame. I'm working on this section down here, so that should be in frame. Just trying to throw in a couple more parts, and then oh, I'm running out of them. If I just throw a couple more there, maybe one there. Yeah, am I really running out of those parts? I can't be doing that. I don't have a lot of other parts that I could throw in there. Alright, I have a couple of these, so I'll try to throw them in, see how they look. Again, nothing new in chat. We're down to 2 viewers. Sometimes around like halfway through, I get a decent amount of viewers, and it all works out. But I'm happy so far because I got like 5 subscribers just from that one post, and I'm really happy about that. That was really cool to see. I think that's some of the most likes I've ever received on anything on my channel. So it's really cool to see. So I'm just gonna get a couple more of these cornfield things in here. I don't think I'll have enough for the whole thing, but I'll do my best with what I have, which is not a lot right now. Maybe this field was just harvested or something. I don't know. Maybe that's why there's not so much. but there's not going to be as many of those pieces. Honestly, it might be for the best because you don't want to sort of override some of the other colors in this, but that's sort of basic. Looks nice. And overall, I think that's pretty good for now. I'm not sure what else I'd add, but you can kind of see the crossroads, what I'm going for here, or at least I hope you can see. I have a part of the house right here, so I'll add that in and turn it around. Just show you what it might look like. Sort of one of the modules. That's all I'm going to do for now, because I don't want to start on the house, and I want to make this at least 2 episodes, because I don't think I'll be able to finish it all in one, or that would be a very long video. Anyways, that's about all I'm going to be doing for today. So, thank you guys for joining. It was an alright stream. Not too much interaction in the chat, but it's alright. You have all the figs here. My ideas are coming to life, so that's always really cool to see. And thanks to everyone who joined. That lime and green tree looks, yeah, that's the brick crew's technique for it. It was for the cypress tree that he made, but I used it for just like an oak tree. Anyways, that's about all I have for today. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you guys in the next video.